2015 is finally drawing to a close, and to pay homage to another year of gaming, I'm here to count down my top 5 games of 2015. So, there's only one rule that I obviously need to instate, and I do need to state it because some people may not realise, but the game must have been released between January the 1st and December the 31st of 2015 to count. No games that were released at the end of 2014 or at the start of 2016 will be included. Please note this is my opinion, these are the games I enjoyed the most, and I know for a fact that we are going to have different opinions. So please, share your thoughts in the comments in a nice, kind manner, and please respect my personal opinions. Without further ado, let's begin. Let's start this list off with a little game called Super Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker by Nintendo is the token Mario game of the year, featuring an official Mario level designer, with 4 unique styles from the NES to the Wii U, complete with various new and insane tools. The amount of creativity and fun that this game instills on its audience is just right, and the variety of sick and twisted levels created online to challenge the gaming community is satisfying and extreme. There are tons of unlockable costumes for Mario, and the replayability of the game is top notch. However, the lack of an actual campaign of sorts, or even a level pack pre-given in the game by the game's developers, was disappointed and an obvious missed opportunity, and the game does lack some features due to the multi-game tile set, which may turn off some players. If you want an epic Mario platformer, this might not be the game for you, but if you want to create your own Mario levels and torture the innocent Wii U owners, while getting some nostalgia from the old tile sets, then this game is perfect for you and is a must-buy, and it is my number 5. Something must be wrong with me because this is the last Nintendo game on this list. At number 4, we have a new IP that took the gaming world by storm this year, and that is Splatoon. Bringing a fresh coat of paint onto the multiplayer genre, quite literally. The game is a multiplayer shooter where you play as an Inkling, a squid that loves paintball. With a fresh and colourful host of levels, a single-player story mode that holds its own with some great platforming elements, a host of crazy weapons, a great soundtrack, and some very solid shooting mechanics, this game has everything. Not to mention, all the DLC for the game is coming free of charge as it's developed, leading to fresh new maps and weapons being released every once in a while, keeping players coming back for more. This easily beats out any other shooters, not that there was much contest, in 2015, and even proved it by winning Best Multiplayer Game at this year's Game Awards. Splatoon proves that new IPs still work in today's age and was the biggest success for the Wii U this year, with Xenoblade Chronicles X coming in close too, although I'd put that game at number 6. Splatoon gets my number 4, being my favourite Nintendo game of this year. Until Dawn is at number 3 here. It was my summer blockbuster that placed gamers into that very horror movie that they always wanted to be in as a child. Featuring a whole host of genre tropes and a cast of stereotypical horror movie characters, we had the job of keeping them alive in this interactive story game similar to Telltale. Finally, you can make the right decisions and save restart the game. Markiplier restarted the game when he got salty, so maybe we can as well. Oh yeah, this was pretty much every YouTuber's horror game of the year as well. Soma was there too, but Until Dawn left a more lasting impact with its implication of the butterfly effect, which did the whole multiple choice thing better than Telltale ever did. Until Dawn was entertaining, had a good grasp of modern humor and pop culture, and showed us the origin story of Nathan Drake. What? You mean that's not Nathan Drake? Are you sure, really? That guy just looks just like him, and he manages to get through everything unscathed. Okay then. Oh, that's... Wow. Until Dawn was interactive horror at its finest, and while the animations were a bit clunky, it didn't stop us from enjoying a satisfying horror experience, with a nice little bit of collectathon, and you got to piece together 3 very interesting stories, going from the slasher trope, to the horror trope, to the monster trope, and it was so great when you managed to keep everyone alive. Honestly, number 2 and number 1 are very tied for me in terms of which was the better game. I love both of these games immensely, and they both made their way into my top 5 games of all time. I'm not even joking. But I had to nitpick, and ultimately, I made a decision. In the second place spot is my personal indie highlight game of the year, Rocket League. I'm kidding, it's Undertale, guys. My personal indie highlight of the year is Undertale without a second doubt. The game has a charming sense of humour and knows exactly what it wants to be, and doesn't stray from its roots. The art style can be divisive, and even I know that the player's character is one of the worst sprites I've ever laid eyes on. But the game manages to charm its way into your hearts nevertheless. The story and characters are a breath of fresh air, taking a few key personality traits, expanding upon them with some expositional dialogue, and then adding a third dimension to the characters, which makes them incredibly memorable and incredibly fun. Take Sans, for example. He's introduced as a lazy character who makes puns. Then as the game progresses, his character changes, revealing some very nihilistic traits. The gameplay is also very hit or miss. Bullet hell is always that way, and I personally liked how the bullet hell conveyed characters' emotions and thoughts, such as Shiren singing, or anything with the bosses. The mechanic to either kill or spare is unique, and the game doesn't punish you for either choice, yet you always feel the consequences of your actions no matter which path you take. But the best part of this game, of course, is the amazing soundtrack. A beautifully composed set of tracks with every single theme in the game having a purpose and a great sound to them. Not only that, but there are only around 11 or 12 core tracks, and out of those 11 or 12 tracks, Toby Fox manages to stretch 100 or so music tracks out of them, without making them redundant. Also, Megalovania and Death by Glamour are just yatha. But if I love Undertale so much, why is it number 2? Well, it's because of my number 1 pick. At number 1, we have a game that showed that its series could evolve and change in a very good way. It showed new mechanics, an interesting theme, and the setting was just beautiful. And not to mention, the difficulty was bloody evil. Of course, guys, I'm talking about Bloodborne. If you didn't know, I personally love Western RPGs, maybe not as much as JRPGs, but I do love them nevertheless, and the Souls series have always been some of my favourites, and if I'm honest, Bloodborne had me hooked from the very beginning. I started in the Souls series with Dark Souls 2 and moved on to Dark Souls 1, and then when Bloodborne was released, I was interested. What were the bosses like? Was the lore any good? Did the setting work? I had to know. So I researched it extensively, got sucked into the fandom, and here we are, 9 months later, and I still haven't played it. I still need to get a PlayStation 4, but Bloodborne still etched itself into my heart and soul with just a few videos. I'm in love with this game. The DLC just added to my love, and Bloodborne provides that sort of aggressive gameplay you wished you could have had in Dark Souls. The new mechanics such as blood vials, gaining health back after getting hit by immediately attacking, the trick weapons, the guns, all worked so well to give you a sense of aggression. It made you want to fight and get into the thick of things, and when you enter Central Yharnam and you see that giant mob standing over the giant crucifix, you know that this is not a Dark Souls game, this is its own thing, and this works so well. The entire setting of the Victorian city gave the game a very gothic sense of despair that no other game can match, and I think that the tragedy of all of the NPCs and how nobody really gets a happy ending really plays to the game's strengths. And you know what, I won't even get involved in talking about the entire setting shift after Bergenworth. Just play the game for yourself and find out. This game is a must-own and is easily Sony's System Seller of the Year, and it is officially my favourite game of 2015. If you enjoyed this top 5, feel free to leave a like, rate, comment, and subscribe. If you want to check out some of my old countdowns, there will be a playlist link in the description below. If you want to subscribe and check out more of my videos, I do LPs, I do countdowns, and I do music parodies. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.